Yo, what is going on, my people of YouTube? It's Dynamic Cleric here, and I am back again with the deck profile that I promised you. This is my Morphtronic deck profile for post-link format. I have actually scrapped my Dino deck because it is going to be hit in this next ban list that we're receiving, which is really unfortunate because the Dino deck was so good with today's meta, but every deck's got to die out, and this has got to. The Dino deck's probably one of the most problematic decks that have been in today's game. With this deck profile, I still run like the True Kings. I still run True King stuff. I do run links and do run like similar extra decks to what I did in the last deck profiles. Another thing to add on this ban list: Zoo will be very lightly hit. I think the only thing we're hearing of is Rapier going to 1, and that is it. People say that they want to ban Trident, Broad Bull and Barrage, but guys, if you ban Trident, Broad Bull and Barrage, the deck becomes dead. There is no point in making an archetype and then just making it dead within the first 2 months. There is no point in that. And if you guys disagree with me, put in the comments below if you disagree with me, or if you agree with me, put in the comments below. But I think if you were to ban Trident, Broad Bull, Barrage, it would just be a dead deck. So I think the most that Konami will do with Zodiacs is to limit Trident, Broad Bull and Barrage all to 1. Not completely ban them, because there's no point in making an archetype. Increasing the prices of all those cards, and then just banning them and getting rid of the deck as the 2 months after it's been released. Or was it 3 months? I can't remember. Post in the comments below when Raging Tempest was like, because that was when Zodiacs came out. But yeah, let's get on to with the deck profile. This is a very, very unique deck profile to my playstyle. I did a few test matches with it not too long ago, about 10 minutes ago, and this deck has no problem spamming monsters onto the field, to synchro, to link someone, to do whatever. It has no problem in doing that. The only problem is that when you do get a brick hand, you do brick. You can essentially summon one monster and then pass. But when you get a good hand, which is 9% of the time, it goes out. You get the proper cards that you need to spam your field. So to start off with the monsters, I go from high to low level. So we start off with triple tricking the Sychron, the Disaster. This card is still used quite a lot in this format. I'm surprised it hasn't been talked about going in the ban list, but yeah, this card is OP. It is amazing. It is the best out of the 3 True Kings. It's just 2 Earth monsters. This deck is a lot Earth, and yeah, if you throw both, you banish the cards in their extra deck. That is insane in link format. You can banish all their link monsters and leave them just wanting to get out of the extra deck, but they can't because they've got no link monsters. So it's a massive fuck you. And the second effect is that if it's destroyed, especially when a non-Earth Worm type monster. I don't run any non-Earth Worm type monsters just because there's no need. There's no need for the Draco engine. I'm running some artifacts. I main double artifact Lancia for Infernoids, because Infernoids are coming back. They will come back in today and become meta. I can guarantee you that. 60 card Infernoid, that will come back. Even though that grass is still at 1, there is still a ton of ways to mill your cards. For example, the Twilight's one, the Light's one support. You got your triple raid and your Lila, you can charge the Light Brigades and your other cards like that. It's complete bullshit that it's just so easy to mill cards now, which I believe in Blight's one will be meta, because it's more of a main deck card. You only really need one card in the extra deck. So double artifact Rancia, your heavy storm artifact Vajra. This card is so underrated. People just don't realize how powerful this card is. Same effect as all the artifacts, set it in your spell top card zone. If it's destroyed during your opponent's turn, send it to the graveyard, special summon it. If you do, destroy all spell trap cards your opponent control, so immediately and out to all your opponent's back row. And that's also a let's see, destroy all, so not sets. So it's an out to the pendulum scales as well, because I don't know if you can see in this, but the two pendulum scales are the rightmost and leftmost spell trap card zones. If your opponent's playing, say, a pendulum, and they destroy this, you can destroy their pendulum zones and leave them like without any way to get their monsters out. But do you know what's also better? If your opponent declares a direct attack, special summon this card from your hand. How broken is that? You can literally just set one card. Your opponent goes, I do all those combos. I attack you directly. Nope, Vraja. Just destroy all your opponent's spell trap card. It is so overpowered, and so many people don't run the card because they don't realize how powerful this card is. That's the level 5 light monster, so you can go into Pallades after you use its effect, and then on your turn, and just bounce a monster in your opponent's side of the field. It's just too good. People start maining this card, like literally. Onto your Morphtronics. You got literally the best Morphtronic Boomboxen. While in attack position, it can attack twice while on defense. If your Morphtronic monster is targeted as an attack target, negate the attack, and that's once per turn. So you can actually just set it in defense. No, it doesn't work in defense. You can put it in attack, use, Morph Transition, switch it to defense to negate one attack. If it's targeted again, negate it with his effect. So, yeah, pretty overpowered. You then got your Morphtronic Slinging. This card is really good. It's just tribute one Morphtronic monster, except for itself, and destroy one card on the field. So you could out pendulum scales, spell and trap card zones, link monsters, you can even out a field spell zone. That leads me on to that kind of goes on to Draconic Diagram. Draconic Diagram has been banned in the OCG, which I think is it's a good move for them, because they've got all the cards before, like spirals, True King spirals and stuff like that. And Draconic Diagram is just way too overpowered for that format, so they've had to ban it, and they've finally done something with terraforming, because it's an upstart for your field spells. You could just freely +1 yourself with a field spell. It's insane. And they've banned Masterpiece as well, because it is too overpowered, and I do believe they'll ban it over here. They'll limit Draconic Diagram, but they'll ban Masterpiece, because Masterpiece is just it's way too overpowered. The only way to get to out it is either by battle or by a card that it hasn't been used as a tribute for. So those are your level 4 Morphtronics. You got support cards as well. You got your Shining Angel for your low level light monsters with the low attacks. And then you got the Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. This card is amazing during Link format, because you can just bounce a monster or card to face up card to your hand, and especially summon this card, and you just take 400 damage. But yeah, this Morphtronic deck, you take damage a lot with Morphtronics, but especially for the graveyard. The reason why I only play one is because it is once per duel. So yeah, that's the reason why I only play. That's the only reason why I play one, and it helps with Link summoning, and also with your synchro summoning as well, which is what the Morphtronics are based off, and also XYZ summoning, which you got more XYZs in here than synchro monsters. But I do need to get more synchro monsters for the deck. I think right now the deck runs completely fine. I don't really go into my XYZs, but yeah, you got your Blackwing Zephyros the Elite, let's just move these out of the way because the frame's not that big, so I'm just gonna lay them out like this out here. Okay. You've then got the rest of your Morphtronics. You got your MVP, the obvious card you need 3 of. Triple Morphtronics scoping. You can't not have this at 3. Case normal summon it once per turn, special summon level 4 Morphtronic monster, synchro summon straight into power tool, and then use this effect. Get your Morphtronic repair units, and then just carry on with your combo plays. That's why the Morphtronic deck is it's heavily combo. It's combo heavy. This deck died out because it just couldn't compete with today's meta. But I do believe that in today's game, with the link summoning and that, this deck could come back if it's built well. If it's built correctly, it can compete with today's link summoning. Until we get that, obviously the spiral double helix. That is going to be the deck that is going to become meta. Infinoids will become meta. Any main deck like artifacts, they'll become meta again. They'll become meta. You've only got one extra deck, one extra monster you really need for artifacts, and that is Durandal. You can run Pallades in artifacts, but I would just play the artifact deck, main deck. Got your one Morphtronic remoting, simply because he's a Earth tuner, and it allows you to add your Morphtronics from your deck to your hand and your Morphtronics from your graveyard to your hand if it's in defense. If it's an attack, add them to your hand by removing from play one Morphtronic monster from your grave. But one Morphtronic Datron. I found out that I combo a lot with this when I use repair unit, special summons from grave. Remove that from grave, special summon that, use its own effect, tribute itself, and to inflict 600 damage. You don't really keep this monster on the field. What you want to do is when you summon it, you want to tribute it off to deal the 600 damage to your opponent. The only reason why I run one, I don't run Vacuuming because I don't run enough equipped spell cards to use Vacuuming's effect. Got a little support for Cribons, because Psychic Tuner, level 2, so you could basically summon an artifact, summon Cribons, and then go into your Michael. And then just go off on from there. But its effect is also really overpowered. It's not once per turn either, so you just keep playing 800 life points to negate the attack that's targeting this card. So yeah. You got your second best Morphtronic Cellphone. Well, I just ruined it. Your second best Morphtronic Cellphone. Freely special summon a Morphtronic from your deck. When you roll and you excavate the top cards of your deck equal to the number of roll. Same with Smartphone, but with this one you gotta remove from play a Morphtronic monster, special summon it. Makes it all that better because you're special summoning it for 1, and it's a level 1 tuner, and you can roll a dice, excavate the top cards equal to that dice roll, and add 1 excavated Morphtronic card, I believe. Oh, let's see. Morphtronic card. Yes, Morphtronic card. So you can just add. Let's see. You can just add Datron. You can add Scopin. You can add any of the level 4s, which brings me on to like the number of synchros you need. You would really need to run Excel Synchron if you're gonna run this build. It's very easy to just take out XYZs you don't want in there and link monsters, but you would run Excel Synchron and you could try and like implement a shooting Quasar, Cosmic Blazar engine in, just so you can utilize this card a little bit more. But it's a level 1 tuner, really good to use. The last monsters you want to run Double Resonator. This card is really good for the fact that if you know someone, you could target another monster you control, treat it as a tuner. So if you don't want to synchro someone with this card, you can synchro someone with the other card if it meets the requirements for that synchro monster. Mainly have it in here because of that top effect, and it's a level 1 tuner. And then you got the most overpowered card in the game, Maxi, which I'm really hoping it does not get hit in the list, because it is overpowered in link summoning, because of the amount of combos you can do with link summoning. It basically turns into Maxi challenge with links, because the amount of times people can special summon. I think there was a dinosaur FTK, and if you drop a Maxi on the FTK combo, you can draw into your hand traps and you can stop that combo, and you can win games with Maxi. So yeah, that is it for the monsters. Massive monster lineup, because this is a monster heavy deck. So yeah, we're still using my Code of the Dust playmat. I am going to get a playmat, custom playmat as well, in a replay up by where I live. They sell all sorts of stuff like Yugioh, Magic, Pokemon, stuff like Vanguard, mostly anime stuff. Sell a shit ton of playmats. But if you're down here in Northern Ireland, then go check it out. It's really good. It's a really good place. Obviously, for Morphtronic deck, you need the Morphtronic equipped spells, and the best Morphtronic equipped spell is Repair Unit. Repair Unit is send one Morphtronic monster from your hand, special Morphtronic monster from your grave. So, this was the combat I did. Let me see. I'm trying to remember it. Oh yeah, it was Remotin, and my Scopum was in the grave. I synchro summoned with the Remotin to go into a power tool. Oh, I know it's in my hand. Sorry. Remotin was in my hand. Drew into a repair unit, activated it, ditched it to the grave. Special summon itself, because you, as long as you have a Morphtronic in your grave, you meet the requirements for repair unit, and you can special summon any Morphtronic monster that goes in the grave. So if you ditch this, you can special summon this. Then used Remotin's effect to remove from play Scopin, special summon Datron, and then tribute. That was the combo I did with the Datron and Remotin and Scopin. I could win you games if you get your opponent's stun points done low enough. That could win you games. Another reason why I said Earth, why I put so many Earth in, is because you got Mrs. Radiant and you can special someone like Earth and dying and like. So yeah, you got Morphtronic Repair, and then you got your second best junk box, just straight out special summon a level 4 lower Morphtronic monster from your grave. So that is the only downside to this. This can any Morphtronic. So if you have like a high level Morphtronic, which I doubt there is, you can use that. And the junk box, it's only level 4 lower, and you destroy during the end phase. With repair unit, it's only if it removes in. Yeah, same with really all equipped spells that special summon monsters from the grave. You gotta have your double machine dupe. I comboed that off again with Remotin. Not Remotin. What was it? Cellphone. You would machine dupe on Cellphone, so then you would have 2 Cellphones, and you could use 2 effects of Cellphone. Yeah, basically that. I'm not with it today, guys. I'm sorry. You then got DDR, different dimension reincarnation. That's because you remove from play a lot of cards in this deck, so you definitely need that. I do think that you could probably run Magigarzet in this, or Gren Magigarzet, so you could increase your attack points with this card. But that's really up to you again. 1 desynchro, because you're playing a synchro deck. Why would you not run desynchro in a synchro deck, especially Morphtronics? Because desynchro can actually increase your play even more and synchro more. Say you synchroed into Power Tool with 2 Cellphones and I don't know, 2 Cellphones, Morphtronic smartphone, and a level 4 Morphtronic. You play desynchro, special summon them all back. You can have all their effects back. So yeah. You want to play 1 Upstart, because just to help you draw into the cards. This is a 40 card deck, so is needed. Second best card in the game for link format, Soul Charge, insane card. I really highly... Oh, what was the word? I really highly think that this card will be banned in this format. Just because of its sheer power. Yes, you can't activate your battle phase, but still, you can soul charge and you can bring up a firewall dragon, and then just constantly use its effect. It's just insane. You pay 1,000 for each one you special summon, but that's a small price for that. So, you got your spells. Onto your traps, you only run a small line of traps, really. I mean, most of them is Morphtronics. You got Bind, Scramble, and Morph Transition. Transition, negate the attack, change the battle position. Scramble, direct attack, negate it, and special Morphtronic monster if you had. Bind, if you control the Morphtronic monster, all level 4 hires cannot attack or change battle positions. That is a really good card, and I do think that will do really well. Not against Lynx, obviously, but against just the obvious MVP monsters that would come out, like the fucking Infernoids and stuff like that. And last but not least, you got your Artifact Sanctum, just special when your artifacts on your opponent's turn if you need to. I forgot to say, I've also got these really nice, you can see they don't fit perfectly in these sleeves because I've got these gold standard sleeves. I really like these sleeves. I would say you pick some up just because why not? They're awesome. And also they let your opponent know that yeah, you mess with me, you're going to get fucked. So yeah. On to the extra deck. I maxed the extra deck. So this is going to be a similar extra deck to another deck profile I'm going to be doing for quite a while away. But I am making Cleavefort Demise with Link monsters. All Cleaforts are Earth monsters, so you can run Mrs. Radiant with it. And got another one, which is Lucent, the Netherlord of the Dark World, and 2 Twin Twisters. With Lucent, activate Twin Twisters, discard them, destroy your 2 Pet Scales, special summon him from the grave, and then you can go on with your extra deck plays, because your Clees don't allow you to go into your extra deck other than for Clee monsters. So yeah, I think I'll do a deck profile online as well to show you the deck just before I actually build it. I do run proxies. I run 2 proxies, which we'll get rid of as soon as I get my Megatins and some more Code of the Duelist packs. So yeah, one Mrs. Radiance, because you're running Earth monsters. You got to use this. I can't wait until they bring out all the attribute Link monsters. I am going to be collecting them, so I'm going to be needing Mastar Boy. It sounds amazing. Mastar Boy, get here now. You then run 2 Decode Talkers. You could run 1 Decode Talker and like a Firewall Dragon or something, but I run 2 Decode Talkers just because it's 3. Onto your Synchros, you need Michael, Colossal Fighter, and Power Tool. Colossal Fighter just as a beat stick, Power Tool for utilization, and Michael for the pay 1,000 banish. So yeah. You then got your XYZs. You got 1 Diggers to Emerald, just to recycle. Gagaga Samurai for OTKs. Ragnar Zero, due to the fact of Mrs. Radiant saying all Earth monsters gain. So if your opponent's running Zoo, you can, and you got your Mrs. Radiant Knight, overlay into Ragnar Zero. Detach 1, pop 1, draw a card. Quite good. 1 Abyss Dweller. It's an obvious card to put in. I do need to get a lightning, so I'll replace a Link monster, but you got 1 Utopia just for your negating attacks. Diamond Dog Wolf for your pop monsters. You can also target Mrs. Radiant as it's a beast, and Mrs. Radiant will just add herself back to the extra deck. So yeah, you got that. Then you got your Castel. You got to be careful with your summoning when you're summoning Castel and Degusta Emerald, because they are wind monsters, so they will lose an attack and defense from Mrs. Radiant. So you got to be careful with those. Constella Pallades or something, Pallades. I don't know how you say it, but that is used with your artifacts, and its effect is just overpowered. Detach 1 and bounce a card on the field to that opponent's hand. It's Just why don't you play it? Why don't you play it in artifacts, guys? You probably do, but oh well. True King of all calamities. You're running True Kings. You gotta have the calamities, and also Phantom Fortress. Enter Bathnear, but I don't have that, so I just have that. So that oh, okay. This doesn't want to work. That is the end of the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys find this deck profile very interesting, to say the least. I hope you guys do take a bit of advice with the deck profile, and I would like to see some of you guys maybe put some pictures of your own decks, of your own link format decks on the comment section down below, because I do think you could put your pictures there. Put some pictures down below of what kind of decks you run and what kind of decks you like to play in this link format. I'll reply to the comments to say how good the deck is, and if you want any help, I can help you with the deck, because I've been told quite a lot that even though I've only been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for now 4 years, I'm really good at making decks already. So yeah, I was one of those Yu-Gi-Oh players that 1 year don't know what I'm doing, 2nd year, yeah, I kind of get it, 3rd year I know what I'm doing, and then 4th year you start buying cards. So yeah, that is the end of the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video just as much as I have done making it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will upload an episode of League today. I was going to try and live stream it, but the live stream was just too problematic, so I wasn't going to live stream it. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Dynamic Cleric signing out. Peace.